Namaste Priya Chhatraha. Welcome to Gujarat Board Class 7 Sanskrit, Chapter 3. The name of the chapter is Ko-Ruk. Yes, you heard that right. Whenever we see this S symbol, students get confused and say Ko-Ruk. But no, this is not D. Because when we write D, there is one roof on the top. There is some Shiro Rekha. But here there is no Shiro Rekha and no small vertical line जिससे हम D लिखते हैं. And this S symbol is called avagraha. The purpose of avagraha is to skip it while pronouncing the word. So इसे बोलने के लिए we will directly say ko ruk. Again, ko ruk. But the purpose of is it also when we split the sandhi, ko will change into kaha, meaning who, and a ruk का मीनिंग मैं अभी नहीं बताऊंगी, बट दिस लेटर इज इक्विवेलेंट टू रुक. रुक का मतलब मैं आपको अभी चैप्टर के अंदर बताऊंगी. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी टाइम, लेट्स से द फर्स्ट लाइन टुगेदर विद एक्शन. प्रिय छात्राः, नमस्ते. मैं हूं आपकी संस्कृत आचार्य डॉक्टर नम्रता. नमस्ते संस्कृत यूट्यूब चैनल पर आपका स्वागत है. हमारे साथ जुड़िए. Press the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell icon. So let's get started. आरंभम कुर्मः. एकः पक्षी अस्ति. There is one bird. सः आकाशे अत्र तत्र गच्छति. He is going here and there in the sky. Gachati, to go. Now he is not going for eating something or carrying some food grains to his offsprings. No, he is on a purpose right now. He is on a mission. Saha punaha punaha vadati. Saha meaning he, the bird. Punaha punaha vadati, saying it repeatedly. What? Koruk, koruk, koruk. He is not calling some Shahrukh. He is saying koruk. Yes, this bird is talking in Sanskritam. Koruk meaning kaha nirogaha bhavati. Who is nirogaha? Rogaha nasti. Ni meaning just disease free, meaning who is healthy. The question is who is healthy. Now he wants to find the answer right away. That's why he's going here and there and doing some efforts in finding the right answer. For whom? Of course, for us. Pakshi dvaram dvaram atati. This bird is going and roaming around from door to door. Ekam eva prashnam prichhati. He is asking only one and one question. What's that? Koruk, koruk, koruk. Janaha upahasam kurvanti. People are mocking at him. They are asking, who is that bird and why is he just not singing or chatting? He's just saying the same word repeatedly. What's wrong with him? So all of them are mocking him. Kopi uttaram na dadati. Nobody is giving answer to this question. Each and everyone is just listening and they don't know what he is talking about. So avoiding him. Pakshi nirashaha bhavati. This bird is now very disappointed and sad. Just like those of you who work hard and who are on a mission on one thing that only you know. But people around you are like that. They mock you in whatever mission or whatever work you are doing because they don't understand the purpose, but you do. So moral of this story till now is मेहनत करते रहो, लोग हंसी उड़ाएंगे. Avoid them and continue your journey of finding the solution. Saha vanam gacchati. ये जो bird है वो वन जा रहा है. Now he is going to a forest. Vrikshe upavishyati ta. Vrikshe upavishyati cha. And he is sitting on a tree. What next? He is tired. He is sitting for a while, but again he is asking the same question. And that time, vrikshasya adaha vaidyarshi vagbhattaha asti. Under the same tree, a rishi is sitting and the name of the rishi is Vagbhattaha. let me clarify one thing. Who is a Vaidyarshi? Vaidyarshi word can be divided into two parts. Vaidya meaning a physician, a doctor, and Rishi meaning a sage. Have you ever wondered that in our Vedic time, in our ancient time, there were no technological gadgets that we see right now. But then also, our sages, our saints, the Rishi Muni were so well versed in each and everything. They have this whole complete research, but not using the outer inventions, but using their mind. By mind the journey, by going inner in meditation, they got the same answer that was there in the outer technology devices. We will talk more about it in the coming series of Science in Sanskrit. So stay tuned with Namaste Sanskrit YouTube channel. For now, we will understand who is a Vaidyarshi. So he has gained a lot of things that we are going to discuss at the end of this video. But Vaidyarshi is a physician who is a rishi. So sage Vagbhatta was sitting under the same tree as the bird. Pakshi Punah Vadati Koruk iti. This bird is again trying his efforts and saying, who is healthy? Who is healthy? Ko aruk. Vagbhattaha shrinoti. This Rishi Vagbhatta is now listening, and because he knows the answer, he is going to answer it. So the answer is Saha Vadati, he says, Hitabhuk, Mitabhuk, Ritabhuk iti. That's it, the answer. Itna simple solution tha, right? But the bird was finding it from so long. And you know the speciality of Rishi Muni and great people around us? Great people are not like empty vessels. You would have heard that, right? Empty vessels make more noise. But Rishi Muni, jitna kam bol sake, utna bolte hai. They talk in formulas. They talk in sutra paddhati. Sutra means उसमें अगर एक भी अक्षर कम हो सके, then they are more than happy. So in short, he has answered Hitabhuk, Mitabhuk, Ritabhuk. Now we will explore one by one meaning of each word. First, Hitabhuk. Artha asti yah hitakari bhojanam karoti. Meaning one who eats healthy, beneficial, not some junk foods like her. Eating fruit, eating healthy, fruits and vegetables, and not from Swiggy and Zomato, okay? It's talking about hitakari, that is freshly cooked, beneficial to each one of us. We don't know what restaurants are using, which oil, how many times they have used, which spices, or if they are touching the non-vegetarian and the vegetarian foods together, or are they giving us the same meals that has been cooked and kept in the refrigerator for so long? We never know about the hygiene and about all the systems of how a restaurant is working. But we can trust homemade, freshly cooked meals. So that's why first sutra is Hitabhuk, meaning one who eats beneficial food is healthy and without disease. Let's move on to the second point. Mitabhuk. Even if we are eating healthy food and beneficial food, but we should not overdo our limits, right? So next sutra is Mita. You know this word. Just understand border, boundary, Sima. Sima, Simit. Yes, that same Simit is shortened into Mita. So Mita means limited. Yaha mitam bhojanam karoti. Not excessive, but only a little. You would have heard that we should not eat up to our stomach level. We should at least keep 1/3 portion empty for the digestion, for the air. But some people say, oh, I am just eating my chapati and bhaji, so I should at least eat 5 to 6 so that I feel full. No. Even if you don't feel full, try to eat limited portion. 1 or 2 is enough. Then don't go for the third one or fourth one. So understand, Mitabhuk is our second formula of staying without disease. Our third formula is Ritabhuk. Rita stands for Ritu, meaning season. Yah Ritu anusaram bhojanam karoti. If this is summer, we should be eating seasonal fruits and vegetables. If it is winter, we should go according to the season. But nowadays, each and every fruit and vegetable is easily available in the market throughout the year because people nowadays have deep refrigerator and they store fruits and vegetables so that they can make profits and sell it throughout the years. But there is a reason why nature has given each crop, each fruit, each vegetable some particular month to grow, some nutrition that are beneficial for our body during that time, right? So we should be very thoughtful of this and avoid some carbon footprints, fruits and vegetables that are coming from foreign, that are coming from abroad. For reaching you, it is taking miles. So avoid carbon footprints, fruits, vegetables. Eat seasonal fruits and vegetables available in your local market. Ask your mothers, your grandmothers, they surely know about this. So third formula is Ritabhuk, eating seasonal fruits, eating what is available season accordingly. Vagabhatta say, Saha eva nirogah bhavati, meaning only that person will remain without any disease. Santushtaha pakshi rishi samipam agachati. Now this bird is very satisfied and the satisfied bird comes to the sage. Saha rishim namati. He bows down to the rishi. As a bird, he can just join his legs and bow down. This is a sign of respect because finally he has got his answer. Anantaram swasthanam gachati. And then he goes to his place from where he has come from. So did you see the moral of the story right again? कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Finally, the bird got the answers. Because we have to find the right person. We just don't have to go from door to door and ask some random person. First, we have to find, okay, sages know the answer. Our role models know the answer. So we should directly go to our role models, to our guru, and ask him or her that what is the true answer. આનાથી તમારા ધક્કા ઓછા થઈ જશે. Yes. So this is Maharshi Vagabhatta. He is the greatest of all physicians in Ayurvedic India. He has wrote Ashtanga Hridayam, and all the students who opt for Sanskrit careers for Ayurveda have surely this book in their syllabus, Ashtanga Hridayam. From this birth story, we understood one thing. To remain healthy is different and to remain disease-free is important. Did you observe the title of the chapter? It's not written Kaha Swasthaha. It's not asking about who is healthy, directly Swasthaha. The bird is trying to say Ruk, meaning without any disease. Important thing is to remain disease-free, and that is solely dependent about the input we put inside our body. So be careful, be cautious about eating right, Hitabhuk, Mitabhuk, eating limited quantity, and third, Ritabhuk, eating seasonal. Now let's do some exercises. First of all, let's see after the chapter some Vishesh is given, something special point to be noted has been given. The name of the chapter is Koruk. It means Kaha plus Aruk. There is one small mistake here. They shouldn't be keeping the Visarga. So, cancel this Visarga. It's just Kaha plus Aruk. When we say Kopi, another word with a Avagraha, a sign, when split into two, it means Kaha Api. Kopi, meaning someone. Now, the exercise. We have to pronounce each and every word 3 times. So, I will be saying it 3 times. Please repeat after me. Vaidyarshi. Actually, this second letter is there, meaning half the and year, not half the and year. So specifically, twist your tongue and try to say the sound and not the. Vaidyarshih, Vaidyarshih, Vaidyarshih. Uttamam. Next. Again, there is a big mistake that we discussed in some other class as well. Shrinoti. It can be written in two ways. Half sh plus re, or this half sh plus re. This one and the same. But we should never write it like this. So change it to this and we will do pronunciation according to this. Shrinoti, to hear. Shrinoti, Shrinoti. Uttamam. Hitabhuk. Okay, so the ka is halan, so don't emphasize on ka. It's just bhuk, not bhuka. Hitabhuk, Hitabhuk, Hitabhuk. Ritabhuk. Okay, Gujarati we say it ru, but specifically in Sanskritam, if you are doing it in a correct pronunciation, you have to be careful about not ru but ri. Ritabhuk, Ritabhuk, Ritabhuk. Next word, Anantaram, Anantaram, Anantaram. Swasthanam, Swasthanam, Swasthanam. Next is very important. Koruk, Koruk, Koruk. Yes. Next question is, answer the following question based on the content of the lesson in Sanskrit. So the first question is, Pakshi kim vadati? As said before, wherever there are kim, kutra, kaha, kim, kutra, words starting with ka, that makes our questions in Sanskrit. So replacing that word with the answer will give us the complete sentence. Pakshi koruk iti vadati. Why am I saying iti? Because this I want to quote it as it is in active voice. That's why Pakshi koruk iti vadati. Pakshi vane kutra upavishyati. Where is the bird sitting in the forest? On a tree. So, Pakshi vane vrikshe upavishyati. Third question, Vrikshasya adaha kaha asti? Who is there under the tree? Vrikshasya adaha Vaidyarshih Vagabhattaha asti. Fourth question, Rishihi kim vadati? What is Rishi saying? Rishihi vadati, and then into the inverted comma we will write Hitabhuk, Mitabhuk, Ritabhuk, Iti. Because we are quoting the same lines, same words said by the Rishi. Santushtaha Pakshi kutra agacchati? After being satisfied, where is the bird coming? He is going to the Rishi, right? So we will say Santushtaha Pakshi Rishi Samipam agacchati. In the next question, it says, find out the action verbs from the unit, write them in the space given. So, if you have closely observed in all our slides, we had circled those words which are Kriya Pad. So, let's write one by one. Okay, I will be saying all the words possible that are Kriya Pad. We will try to remember the meaning as well. And if the words are getting repeated, do feel free to skip that and go on to the next word. Asti, to be there. Asti, Pakshi Asti. So write Asti. Gacchati, to go. Bhavati, to be. Atati, to roam around. Prichhati, to ask. Kurvanti, to do. Dadati, to give. Bhavati, again, to be. Gacchati and Upavishyati, both. To go, to sit. Asti repeated again. Shrinoti, to listen. This is the correct spelling. Vadati. So I hope I have covered all the Kriya Pad. Let's move on to the next question. The next question says to follow the instruction as per the example given and solve the exercise. Bhikshukaha griham gacchati. So one word is given at the bracket. We just have to repeat it twice to say griham griham gacchati. The beggar is going from home to home, from one house to another house. Similarly, Shrigalah, a fox. Brahmati, where is the fox roaming around? We will do it in the last chapter of semester 1. Shrigalah, vanam vanam. If the king was going to the city once, we would have said Nripaha nagaram gacchati. But when we say it twice, it means Nripaha nagaram gacchati. He is going from one city to another city. He is going to each and every city. Yes. Sadhuhu pashyati. Sadhuhu tirtham pashyati. The saint is seeing all the pilgrimage places. Pakshi dvaram atati. This is the sentence of our textbook, of our chapter, that the bird is going and roaming from door to door. So very easy. So we can apply this in our day-to-day sentences as well. Aham pustakam pathami. Aham chatram pashyami. Meaning I am reading each and every book. I am watching all of you. I am watching all the students learn. So simple. Let's move on to the next one. This is a very interesting exercise because here we have been asked two things. Where is this person going to and where he or she is sitting, upavishyati. So everywhere the main verb is upavishyati, to sit, and where. So in Sanskrit I can say this all written in red are Dvitiya Vibhakti and this all are Saptami Vibhakti. But no worries. We can use the sentence even if we don't know the Sanskrit name for their definition, the names of the cases. Pakshi vanam gacchati. Chhatrah shalam gacchati. Adhikari karyalayam gacchati. Bhaktah mandiram gacchati. Simhah vanam gacchati. Did you observe? There is only one verb, gacchati, to go. Meaning whenever we have to use gacchati, there would be somebody, subject of the sentence. Who is going? Student. Adhikari, some head. Bhaktah, devotee, and Simha, lion. So we got the subject of our verb. To find the object, we will ask, where is he going? So the answer will be, he is going to. So, to is there, that's why we have added just anuswar. By doing that small dot at the top, the meaning changes into to. Student is going to the school. Adhikari, the head, is going to the office. Devotee is going to the temple. And lion is going to the forest. So this is the beauty of Sanskrit language. Now find out, they are going, but where are they sitting? So for sitting, it's very simple. If the word is asanam, we are going to remove any half ma or any visarga. And after that, whatever word is left, we are just going to add a. A. That's it. Asane upavishyati. Sitting on the chair. It can mean in or on. Both the meanings are correct. Actually, there is no perfect translation of Sanskrit in any other language. So that's why the closest thing we can observe is any preposition that says something about location. It can be in, on, above, under, any. So in, sitting on the chair. Asan, Asane upavishyati. Sitting on a mat. Asande upavishyati. Sitting on the chair. Puja sthane upavishyati. He is sitting at the place. So here at the place of worship. Vriksha tale upavishyati. Sitting below the tree. Vriksha tale. So this is so simple. Just adding ma, adding a, and that beautifies the language. The meanings is changing. No need to write in, on, at, above, under separately as a word. Just is involved in the same word. That's why Sanskrit is the shortest language possible. So I hope you learned something new today. Meet you in the next chapter. till then, keep revising, comment your favorite part. If there are any doubts, I am here for you. Join the Sanskrit support system group right away. Links are in the description box. Dhanyavadaha Punarmilamaha. Do some paropkar today. Share this video to those who are still confused in Sanskrit. Join our support system group exclusively for students of class 5 to 7, 8 to 10 and 11-12 onwards. Keep learning and have fun with Sanskritam. If you found this video helpful, contributions are open and welcome to the UPI number given in the description box. You can also contact WhatsApp number 8511 499 555. It's completely optional and your contributions will help us to create more free videos for all of you. Dhanyavadaha.